Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, aspirational, international, keenly awaited, daily created, highly anticipated edition of the afternoon swing trading floor with your humble host, Jeremy Alexander Newsom, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. Folks and friends, team and family, fans from around the world. What is going on? Hope you're doing miraculously marvelous. It is Monday. It's been so long since we've been hanging out together. Robert says Jeremy took No Shave November to a different level. What you guys know about No Shave? Cal, what's going on, brother? How are you doing, man? Albert says beard mask. Turning on the, it's so thick it must be fake. Ah, love it. Hope everyone's doing serendipitously splendid. I missed you all. So much to talk about. Hope you all had a phenomenal Thanksgiving, got to spend time with your friends and family. And I truly hope that you just had a great time to be present, to be thanks. And yes, I did work a little bit, but it wasn't an extreme amount. I took it pretty lackadaisical, if I must say so myself. And yeah, had a really good time. Really good time. So I'm back in Nashville for today. I've been here a whole day and I got all kinds of errands done today. And then I leave tomorrow at 7 a.m., fly from here to Atlanta to San Juan, Puerto Rico, San Juan, Puerto Rico to the British Virgin Islands. And I'll be internationally bound for the next 3 weeks. It was originally going to be 2, but then I decided to stay an extra week and go spend time on Necker Island to hang out with your boy Richard Branson. So I'll be down there until January 20th. Sorry, I wish December 20th. So yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be really cool. Looking forward to it. But I'll still be broadcasting. I'll still be here. I will be off Tuesday and Wednesday just because of travel and hanging out and just, spending time on the beach. But yeah, back at it again. It's going to be cool. Love how you guys are here. All righty. So what I want to do is dive into the markets. I'll turn off the webcam in case there's any children or animals around. I don't want anyone to get, terrified. So I want to just talk about all the, the markets, my overall thoughts. Now, I do agree that generally the market does sell off when I travel international. That is often the case, but I don't know if it's going to happen this time, team. This market is almost too strong to even let me shake it up by not being able to participate in the selling that normally happens anytime I travel internationally. So here's the thing. You had an interesting candle. And what do we do, ladies and gentlemen? We pull down to what moving average? It's a moving average that is strong and long. It works well for trends. The 10 EMA, we pulled down to the 10 EMA and we bounced off of it. So that was pretty much it. And you have a nice amount of bear volume that's coming in today. This could be a very profitable week. December could start off well. Now, here's the thing to keep in mind. Tomorrow starts a new month. Not a new week, but a new month and a new day. And we have a full moon tomorrow. So as a lot of you know, Cal Irwin, I know you've been away for a while, but if you have not been around long enough, you know what a moon is. The moon phases. So we got the buying on the full moon. We got some sidewaysness during the new moon, and we got a nice full moon up here. It's the perfect storm for a potentially strong move higher. Here is the monthly chart. And the monthly chart, do have a little bit of an upper shadow. It did close above the all-time high. It closed above this high wave candle. It closed above this upper shadow. This is a rest after battle pattern. From here, my friends, it just looks like we're going to continue higher. So I don't think we're going to gap above the high of this month tomorrow, although we could. And if we do, we probably will continue higher. But in essence, the weekly chart looks miraculous. Look at how many times the full moon has called the bottom on this thing. And Yeah, you know, if I go back and just turn the moon phase off for just a second, you do have a very, very beautiful consolidation. So I know you're having a fun November. If you are in the real life trading community, which if you're here, you most likely are, I would assume, make sure you go to Slack and post your results, ladies and gentlemen. Show the good, show the bad, show the ugly. It's okay if you lost money. The good news is many people didn't, but if you are one of those people that did lose money this month, it's all right. I've lost money before sometimes. It's going to happen. Don't stress about it. Don't cry about it. It's all right. Help me, help you. Let me know if you're losing, if you're struggling. Let me know how I can help, how I can assist. I'll do everything that I absolutely can to make sure that I can put you on the path of profitability. I will help any way I can at all. But make sure you post it. Let everyone know how you did. Give us your stats. We already got some people that are posting. And DJ says 5 R's realized, 8 R's unrealized going into December. We already got some on Sam. So Sam got 4.8 in November, which is fantastic. Zeus had negative day trades and positive swing trades. So he lost very, very small. But I will definitely be reaching out to Zeus, see if I can help him. Simon says his best month for me ever, 5.9 R's on day trades. So great job, Simon. Scott McKay, 14 R's. Justin, 11 R's. Anna, 2.9. Joel, 6.8. Robin, super tiny loss at negative 1.15. Easy to come back from that. So anyway, Jay says 6.6 R losses on loss and R today. I did lose an R today on a swing trade, so I'll be talking about that. But in essence, make sure you post your results, and I'd be love to keep everyone posted. Russ says I was at 24 R's on Friday and a bit less after today. Thomas says there's even more if you scroll up. Fantastic, guys. I love it. I'm so pumped up. I love this pennant pattern. The pennant pattern looks good. I'm bullish going into December. Let's just stay the course right now and have a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy it and look for hammers. There's tons of them out there. I think everyone knows how to play the hammers. Doesn't mean it's going to work. All right, doesn't mean it's going to work, but just have your stops in place. If it doesn't work, be patient, be cool, calm and collected, and let's go make magic happen. There is a lot of trade opportunities out there. Mo says, I got 20 R's for the month. Great job, Mo. I love it. John says, look at all those hammers. Let's go build a house. Yes. Let's start with the Qs. Let's build a house on the Qs. Look at this hammer on the Qs, team. That is a phenomenal hammer. Incredible. I mean, it's perfect. It really is. So again, I mean, can we go higher? The answer is absolutely. Buy the dip, be bullish. Just keep in mind, I'm certainly not saying that we cannot and we will not get stopped out if we take trades. It's always possible, but I like the hammer. I really like the dip. Today was a great dip buying opportunity. The market's been in dip buying land for a long time. The Dow Jones, very cute little candle. And then the IWM, just a really good pullback. But in essence, I mean, as I'm looking at this weekly chart, I think this is so powerful that we closed above this bearish candle here on the weekly chart. So can we pull back to 178 and buy the dip there? Absolutely. Buy the dip is still in full force, my friends. Be long, stay long for now. A lot of traders did ask me after today, when's my target to go all in cash again? I don't think we hit it, but it is possible. 400 on the SPY between now and January. Don't expect it, but if we get there, oh boy, oh boy, that'll be a little terrifying. But yeah, team, taking out the high of this bear candle on November 20th and this bear candle today on the SPY would be a big deal, and I would just expect us to continue higher. So anyway, that's what I got. These are the stocks that I have on the list for right now, and I'm sure I missed some. So there's a lot of posts in Slack that I didn't get a chance to look at, but I'll definitely go back through and check them out. Just keep increasing that. Wow, so many good posts in Slack right now. I'm just scrolling up and it's amazing. Jeez. Okay, well, yeah, absolutely incredible. All right, here we go. Let's start off with LH. Now, LH, Laboratory Corporation of America. I know exactly what this company does, and I will say really interesting stuff. If you do ever plan on going to the British Virgin Islands, it's not easy. The reason I'm saying it's not easy is because they require a COVID test. It's like, okay, that's pretty cool, but they require a COVID test exactly 5 days or before you leave. Now, the problem is, in order to get into the country, you have to have a document that says, hey, I don't have any negative COVID tests, and that has to be uploaded 48 hours before you depart. So that gives you a 2-day or 3-day window to get a COVID test, which is extremely hard to do over Thanksgiving, which led me to do one Saturday flying back to Nashville, and I haven't gotten it back yet. So there's still that. We'll see. But anyway, it's going to come down to the wire. I'll probably be in San Juan, Puerto Rico, trying to print out a negative COVID test. But long story short, Laboratory Corporations of America, they own a company called Dispatch Health. And Dispatch Health came out to my house on Saturday and gave me an in-person COVID test, which I was like, yeah, that was convenient because I'll be going back again in January. So I'm traveling for 3 weeks in December, and I'll be there for 2 weeks in January. So it'll be about 5 weeks total. And I'll be doing it again. So I'll have the same exact people come out again. And yeah, I mean, I think this is a really, really intriguing company. So every time you go, you need tests. That is correct. It's pretty ridiculous. Just ridiculous. So, and it has to occur 5 days after you go. I'm sorry, 5 days before you go. So you got to get it like exactly that 5th day to give yourself, because as you guys know, it takes like 3 to 5 days to get the results, right? Anyway, weird stuff going on. But here's what I got on Laboratory Corporations of America. I don't have any positions in them right now, but long term, it just looks like a slow, steady eddy. Just nice, slow grind higher. Craig says, can you use a rapid test? No, sir, you cannot. I have to do the full PCR, which is not rapid. They will not accept rapid. I have to do the whole long one. Yeah, pretty lame. But Laboratory Corporations of America, they're doing big things. I don't have any positions in this one. Slow and steady wins the race. But COVID, this whole COVID test, as I've been saying for a while, guys, it's not going to go anywhere. It's probably going to be around for another year, year and a half. I mean, to go anywhere, you're probably going to need one. I want to go to Indonesia in 2021 if given the opportunity to do so. Probably have to do a COVID test, and I'll probably take 12 COVID tests next year, honestly. And yeah, it's pretty wild. Greg says Taiwan is the same, also requires PCR. Justin Linderman says if they don't let you in, we'd be doing an island reversal. Oh, it's awesome. Robert says, didn't you already have it? Can't you just show the antibodies? I don't know the answers to those questions, Robert. Other than, yes, I allegedly had it before, according to one test I have taken. Not that I at any point in time thought I had it, but I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see, but I'll take the test if it has to happen. Look, Laboratory Corporations, I think it's a cool, and I really like this consolidation. And the more that you have testing, the better this thing does. And this is a phenomenal hammer back over here. So if we take out the high, really the high of this candle, 201.50, and say it's 201.61, you have a new white soldier here. You have a morning star reversal here. If we go a little bit higher, I would expect us to, well, go higher. Next on the list is one that I was mentioning to Robin Steckel that she probably wants to get back in, HCA Healthcare. Big, nice gap, good retest. And again, team, anyone that does COVID testing is absolutely slam-citied. Slam-sitter. I mean, just backed up for hours. Any testing facility in the country. I mean, companies are making their employees do it. Spouses are making their future spouses do it. It's like a terrible DMV, except, you know, you got to put a cotton swab in your nose. So realistically, I mean, I think long-term HCA, really good pullback opportunity at 141. If you're looking at buying in the dip, I made new all-time highs. It's been consolidating. Again, talk about steady eddy. HCA, Nashville-based company, only been around since 2011. And since then, since the low, since its IPO, right? This looks a lot like home values in Nashville, up 500% in the last 6 years, and can easily go higher. Buy the dip if you're looking at getting into HCA. Michael Holt says in New York City, they line up for testing was at least half a mile long. I'm not making that up. No, you're not. It's bananas. It's bananas everywhere. Everyone wants to get tested. That's why the numbers are going up, by the way. And secondly, yeah, they just don't have the staff nor the medical personnel and specialists to cover that much demand. Everyone's getting swamped. Everyone has to take it to do anything, to travel internationally, to have jobs, to do, I don't know, probably any kind of like teaching or instructing in person, probably to be a barber. You have to go, you probably have to get tested often. Philip says, getting ready to go back to school in New York City, we have to get tested for that. Yeah. Jay says, no wonder you want to go to a deserted island. Right? It's like, let me go to a place where it's an island, it's a resort, and that's it. There won't be anyone there once I get on the island. Well, sorry, there'll be me and 20 other friends and people that I like and people that are really cool. By the way, I might get to meet Ray Lewis next week. That could be really cool. I don't know if it'll actually happen. He's scheduled to be there, but we'll see. Yeah, it'd be nice to meet Ray Lewis. The Ravens linebacker, exactly. Yep. Super Bowl champion, motivational speaker, Ray Lewis. HCA Healthcare by the dip. Now, I'm more excited about meeting Richard Branson, though. I do like Ray Lewis. He's a cool guy, but my boy Richard, really excited about that. Here is SKYY, First Trust Exchange Fund. This is a cloud computing ETF. Cloud computing. I don't know anything about the cloud. Does anyone know what the cloud is? No one knows what the cloud is, but apparently they do things. They hold data. People use them. Michael Holt has no idea what a cloud is. Just kidding. We all know what the clouds are. Moisture in the sky. Exactly. Now, this is cool. This is a very interesting ETF, right? John Thaxton says clouds rain money. Good old floating marshmallows to make money, folks. Cloud computing ETF. Look how amazing this thing has just slowly grinded higher. Very, very pretty. Here's your monthly chart. So again, these monthly charts, guys, these are strong closes. Strong closes. So it just seems to me that whatever pullback we get is going to be at least short-term viable. So overall on, SKYY, this is an ETF that you could throw on the list. Look at the 10 EMA, how it's just beautifully propping up that monthly chart. Oh boy. I mean, looks so splendid. Nice looking trends. Again, you have a nice hammer. Granted, it is at all-time highs. And also, yes, I would have loved to have gotten in above this candle. That would have been incredible to get in above there. Just close above and let it keep on rocking and rolling. But overall, long story short, trend looks good. Chart looks good. Buy the dip, being bullish. It looks nice. All right, that's SKYY. Having some requests for Tesla and Zoom. We can definitely put those on the list. All right, let's go look at OM. What is OM? Oh yeah, Outset Medical. Outset Medical looks really cool. I got an alert on this one from a, who was he? Just a guy. I was trying to think of a cool way to put it. It was just a dude. Some dude was like, hey man, maybe you should buy Outset Medical. And I was like, I don't know who you are, but I looked at the chart and that was it. That's all I've done. It's the only research. A dude texted me, I pulled it up. So we got a resistance here. I did think about, based on this candle and this breakout, buying the pullback into like 60. Didn't, but I really like this candle. I also love the fact that it's gapping down some post-market. So Outset Medical, wow, team. Here's the thing. I don't know how many of these trades I can make official. Here's what I'm going to say. Find the chart and or company that you like and play the hammer on that, because it's pretty much everything. In essence, what I would like to do is play something that looks a little different, just a little different than the broader market. But I mean, the hammers are everywhere. So pick 3 or 4 or 10 or 12 and play some hammers. I mean, entry above the high, stop below the low, and rock it out. Here's the hourly chart. Nitro is, he says he's tripping out right now. I do like the fact that it's gapping down post market, although it's just gapping down very small. That tells me that it probably won't trigger super negatively today. I like the pullback. I like the hammer. This could be a nice, quick little swing trade. So I'll put that on the list for Matt DeLong to look at. I will be fully transparent with you guys. I do not know who's covering for me tomorrow or Wednesday, but someone will be here. Robert Janino, it might be Robert Falco. I'm just not sure. It is Robert. Okay, cool. So Robert Falco is going to be here tomorrow and Wednesday. So let me open this up. Give me 3 seconds. Robert says, Matt, tomorrow, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure. All right, let's do this. Tuesday. Whoever's doing it Tuesday, we're definitely going to add OM. And I'm going to update the calendar. I'll get the calendar updated, but it will not be me tomorrow and Wednesday. It'll be someone. Probably Robert or Tony or Matt. There's just so many amazing people to choose from. It's hard to pick. Choosing a moderator to do the afternoon room is a lot like picking your favorite stock. It's so hard. There's just so many good ones. Okay, Alibaba was also being requested. EA being requested. Okay, cool. All right, next on the list, ATEK, AlphaTech Holdings. So I want to look at AlphaTech because this also had a nice hammer. This is the weekly chart. So the weekly chart, you're above long-term averages. Here's the monthly chart. You're actually, again, on a monthly, you did close above the 100 simple on a monthly. Granted, you do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bullish candles in a row. So before I think you get super saucy excited on playing AlphaTech, you probably want to buy a pullback to 979, which I think is where this hammer bounced off of. Yep. Really nice hammer bounce off of there. That is a nice hammer. I do like it. I'll put that on the list for Thursday because I will be here Thursday in the afternoon room and we'll look at AlphaTech just to see if it can calm down. That's really what I wanted to do. I wanted to just rest a little bit and trade sideways before I go long because it's just so high on a bullish chart, on a monthly chart. Yeah. Terry says, I like Robert. Nice and calm. Yeah. All right. So let's go look at Nielsen. NLSN. Good old Nielsen. Wow. Nielsen with tons of volume today. I wonder why. Weekly chart. Okay. Monthly chart. A one white soldier on a monthly chart. Intriguing. That is very, very interesting. Okay. Let me pop into like a shorter term time frame, hourly chart, and just see. Okay, most of the volume came in at the very, very tail end of the day. So if we put an entry there with a stop there, 1639 by 1559, that could be kind of nice. Again, I'm really just playing, if I go back to the daily, I'm playing this hammer. That's what I'm doing. Nielsen Mandela. Oh, close. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm gonna put targets for all of these just in case I'm out for 2 days and the market actually goes up and I hit some targets. All right. 1752. That'll be the target for right now, and I'll make that trade official just because I really do like that hammer. All right, put this over here. Everyone's saying Tesla's just popping after hours. Awesome. Beautiful. Glad to hear. Where'd it go? Okay, hold on 1 second. That was weird. One of my tabs just totally disappeared. All right, new official swing trade on NLSN 1639 by 1559. Okay, pop in here, activate. All right. We did get stopped out of a hammer trade today on a swing trade. I'll talk about that in just a minute. Today is the 30th, 2020. And NLSN 1639 by 1559 shares. I think it's a great trade based on a hammer, and it's open because not triggered yet. Okay, so the one that we got stopped out on was PEIX. So PEIX, I posted this one at some point over the weekend, and it was a good hammer setup. So there was the hammer, bear hammer, nice lower shadow, nice upper shadow. Didn't think it would falsely trigger like the very next day, you know, because it was a bear candle, and it did. It literally gapped up the next day, triggered us in, and then stopped us out today. So if I'm going to lose, that's kind of how I want to lose. I want to lose in like 2 days and just be out of it. This is always one I could try again and just have a little bit of a wider stop and just give it another day or two. So I'm going to come back on the list and try to get that R back maybe on Thursday. But that is one that I lost on. So PEIX, I'll put that on the list. And we'll talk about that. PEIX. Okay, next on the list is SIEN, Frank Sinatra Incorporated. And your boy Frank, you got a really nice hammer with an inside candle today. Only one thing that's a little concerning is the weekly 100. That is a target, maybe possible double bottom on a monthly chart, which looks cool. Moving averages, 599 is the 20 EMA on a monthly. And 612 is the target. Was that the target on the weekly? 612. 599 and 612. Is there good risk reward? 553, not really amazing. It's okay. It's just not mind-boggling, you know? I don't think I'll set that one up, but if you like it, cool. Buy me to the moon. Something, something along the stars. SY, what's SY doing? So Young International. Yeah. So Young. This could be a rap song. Weekly chart. Super sideways. Resistance, support, buy low, sell high. That's pretty much it. I don't personally have any position in this one. If I were going to have a position in this one, this is where I'll be buying it. I'd be buying a little bit right here. A little bit, just a touch. Because there's a nice hammer, beautiful hammer there on the 18th of September. We're pretty much at the spot of where you would be buying it. Yeah, so if you requested SY, bam, that's where I would be snagging it. Tagging it and snagging it. HRTX. Heron Therapeutics. Oh, wow. Talk about a brutal gap up fade. Okay, weekly chart. Monthly chart. There you go. 100 SMA on a monthly is at 1775. That is pretty much what caused that one to die. So pulling this one up. Reviewing ticker symbol HRTX. The monthly 100 simple moving average was at 1775. The weekly 100 simple moving average was at 1927. And a bunch of moving averages on the weekly, the 10, 20, and 50 EMA on the monthly chart were all kind of acting as a resistance too. So I think that's why that hammer from yesterday didn't work out on HRTX. That's pretty much it. We didn't get triggered in, so I guess we'll just keep waiting and move on. Next on the list, SIRI, Cirrus XM. Wow, that's a cool looking pattern. Okay, weekly chart. Nice little trends, kind of, sort of. Long term, we're above those. Weekly chart, possible double bottom. This is a slow stock too. This thing does not like to run. This is a lot like me 3 years ago. This thing does not run very far. All right. I mean, today's a hammer. if I'm following the strategy, I mean, it would look like this. I think it can move far enough for that to work. Okay, put a stop there. Let's go to the hourly chart, make sure there's nothing too crazy going on. Intraday, nope, not really. Extended hours. I think this is one of those cheaper ones. I could do a limit lower than the stop. So I think we could do 657. I think I could do a lower limit of like 653. I think it's pretty reasonable. That way we can make the stop loss 623. So I'm looking for this pretty much on Sirius XM radio. Do you like paying weird amount of money for radio that you don't really need anyway because everything else is free? Are you in a car that for some reason doesn't have anything else other than SX radio, XM radio? Do you want to listen to only Howard Stern and some random BPM high frequency music? Do you like listening to random talk shows? All right, Sirius XM. New official swing trade. Robert says, hey, I love channel 51 BPM. It is good. It is good. All right. 11/30/2020. Mike says, that's why it's still at $6. Yeah. Hank Williams, 24/7. Can't argue with that logic. 24 hours of Hank Williams. Sign me up. Sign everyone up in this whole room. That's what I should do for Christmas. If you guys want to be on that Christmas list, just send me a message. If you want to be on the, you're getting a gift, which is only one channel from Real Life Trading for all of 2021. The one channel you're going to get gifted is the Sirius XM radio, Hank Williams 24/7. You're welcome. All right. So that's pretty much it. SRI, all right, that's going to be an official swing trade, and I'll put the target up here. And again, this one could really take 2 or 3 months to really trigger. Let me update that really quick. Okay. New official swing trade on Sirius XM radio. I'm probably not saying it right. 653 by 623. Okay. All right, got it. Some hammers, some hammerinos. Okay, VIAC, Viacombs. That is another brilliant hammer back on November 25th. Very nice hammer. Weekly chart, slowly getting up there. Long term, it's about to hit the 100 simple on the weekly. So I'm going to wait on that one, mostly because of where that target is. I don't love the risk reward. If we were already in, I could see that. Maybe I'm scalping it. Maybe I day trade it just in and out. Philip says it was on the scanner list. It was a gorgeous one. I totally get it. That's why it's on the afternoon room. But yeah, the 100 simple 36.22. If you are in this one, I like it. Just have that as a target. Yeah, that's what I got. So Viacombs, VIAC, that's it. Next on the list, ZGNX, ZGNX, Zoe. Another hammer that got on our scan. And yeah, he had a few. So this one on November 20th looks really nice. This one on November 25th doesn't look bad. It would have already triggered. Yeah, so if you're in this one from either November 20th or November 25th, looks good. Target one could, again, easily be the 100 simple on the daily. And if that doesn't hit, man, it is really far away from anything else. Yeah, 20 on the weekly or 100 on the daily. Got it. All right, ARCT. Brett, I'll put you on the list for tomorrow. All right, ARCT. No idea how to pronounce that one. I won't even try. But check this out. So we do have a trader or two who's in from this hammer right here on November 16th. Are you in that one, Philip Williams? You should be. So perfect hammer on ARCT. Just, I mean, flawless. Flawless. Everyone in the WOM knows how to trade that thing. It's a layup. Right out the good book of hammers. That's a good name for a book. Who wants to start writing that one? So ARCT, no idea what it is, no clue, but that hammer is all you need to know. So if you are already in that one, you probably are hitting targets either yesterday or today. Congratulations. And if not, I mean, it took out massive volume back in November on the weekly chart. That's huge. I mean, that is massive, incredible volume. Also took out all resistance since 2014. So yeah, a lot of people are trapped on this thing. Monthly chart looks like it's going. I don't know what this is, but it looks like they're therapeuticizing some therapeutics, and it's probably going to continue to go up a little bit more. Buy the dip. Trend is bullish. All right, next on the list, ELMD. Electromed weekly chart. I like this on the weekly. That looks pretty. Monthly chart looks good. You're above most moving averages. Daily chart looks pretty. You did have an inside candle, high wave candle. There's your hammer, November 17th. Today's a little bit of a shooting star. We do have room to go. A little bit of on the smaller share size though. So I think I'm going to personally wait this one out. Only 82,000 shares on average. But if there's one or two traders in this one, I mean, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I would say if you're looking at playing it, you probably want to buy it off of the high wave nature of the candle from October 6th. Old resistance, new support, bing, bong, boom. That's probably where you bought it. Honestly, back from here. Old resistance, new support, buy there, stop, put it at 858, target 1258. And again, that stock has enough volume for a few traders, but I don't think it has enough volume for all of us. So I'd wait that one out. Okay, next on the list. Now we get to the one that you guys all know about. PayPal, PYPL. It's here, ladies and gents. Let me hide Mr. Squiggles really quick. So far, he's doing pretty spot on PayPal. But look at this hammer. I mean, granted, it's right out of resistance, but wow. Because again, keep in mind, tomorrow could be really, really fun for gaps because it will be a monthly chart. You're gapping on a monthly. So whoever has the privilege of doing day trades tomorrow, I mean, I'm going to try to set some up before market open, before I leave tomorrow morning. But geez Louise and a Christmas tree, like this thing gaps above 217 tomorrow, like go. Get in this one. Sure to be good. I like this candle. I love the volume. I love the pullback. Thumbs up all around on PayPal. I did get out of my longer term calls on this one for a really nice profit back on this day, November 25th. And I will see if I can get back into them. I mean, with a breakout, I guess. Looks good. It's PayPal. I use it. All right. Neo. Hello. All right. So Neo has an evening star reversal. I do have a stock review coming out on Neo. Pretty much saying I don't think it's a bubble. I just think that people are excited about it and people are buying it, but I don't think it's a bubble. And I mean, the trend looks good. The chart looks good. Everything was normal on this one. I know it has a great movement, but it still was normal based on charts. It wasn't crazy outrageous. And they do have sales and they do have cars. They actually produce things that people can buy. That being said, if I'm looking at buying this one, I still want to buy it in the high 30s, low 40s. I know there's a lot of you that have some covered calls on NEO, and the volatility should be slowly getting sucked out of those covered calls today or tomorrow. If you're looking at playing NEO in the next 3 or 4 days, this is where I would like to. Otherwise, I'll talk about it more on Thursday. But in general, this could be a great one for bull put spreads, maybe some put sales, buy low, sell high strategies. Day trading will be really fun. If you turn on the Momo strategy, which a lot of people loved. It's extended hours off, right? So extended hours off, Momo triggered short on NEO. So again, just as a reminder, you don't have to trade it long and short. You can only trade it long if you want. So if you only traded NEO bullish since Matt came out with his Momo strategy, you've been murdering it, right? You got out today. So congrats, worked out well. But anyway, I mean, if you don't have to trade it bearish, you could just say, okay, well, I'm just not going to do anything right now. Maybe you'll sell puts, or maybe you'll just wait for your bullish entry. Don't presently have a position, but it does look really good. You're the man. So, yep, that's what I got. I dig it. So that's NEO. Next on the list, PLTN. And PLTN, you got yourself a Momo trigger on November 27th. So November 27th is the Momo. Had a really good pullback, obvious pullback in my opinion. This was the daily chart. And I don't know if you guys all know this or not, but if you get a bunch of white candles in a row, you normally get a pullback. So this was, again, where everyone started paying attention to, Peloton. We can really go back in time. So let me share with you one of my, not favorite strategies by any means, but a very, very expected wave rotation that you will see many, many times in your career. It's called the hammer almost bouncing off of the 100 simple moving average. So really good hammer, great spot. Obviously, PLTN, aka Peloton, has been on an absolute tear, just gargantuanly tearing up the charts. Everyone in America apparently is a professional bike rider now. And everyone's buying a $2,000 bike and just biking their faces off every single day because Peloton's up hundreds of percent in the last few months. No one works. Everyone works out Peloton. So then you get a pullback, right? Pullback, you get a gap down on earnings and you get this really nice hammer candle. But you can see it almost hits the 100. Almost hitting a nice long-term average. So when you're almost hitting that, you got to be thinking, poo sticks. Now, probably had some orders down there you might not have filled. And that's okay. Because in general, what normally happens when you get a really, really, really massive hammer, massive. So we're talking, this is arguably one of the biggest candles that Peloton's ever had. You don't just run to the moon. Very frequently, you get a pattern that looks like this, where it trades up a little bit higher. All the people who bought down here, they start selling up there. Because again, remember, that's the low. The low is 93. So it went from 93 to 113 in a matter of days. Okay, so what do you think is going to happen? Right? And by a matter of days, I mean 2 days, like plural. So there it is. There's 2 days later, it goes from 93 to 113. People actually took that. There were legitimate people out there in the world that did that. There were people that bought at 93 and sold at 112, 113. They made almost $10 a share in 2 days. Someone out in the world, ladies and gentlemen, bought 100,000 shares of Peloton at 93 and sold it at 112. I promise it was not me. I'm just saying that mathematically, you know for sure that someone did that. So you got to expect the retest. Okay, so there's the pullback. Makes sense. And then perfect little hammer there. I mean, just so good. Boom, boom. 3 massive candles in a row. And what do you expect from here? 3 bull candles in a row. Really, if you zoom in, that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we're going back to second grade. There's the retest. So if you're buying somewhere in that pullback on that day, fantastic. If you haven't bought on that day, that's 6 days in a row. Bang, there's your weakness. Buy into weakness. So there's where you're buying some or a little bit or a lot of it or whatever. You're selling puts, you're buying calls, whatever. That's where you're buying into weakness. Now, again, if you want to buy off the 100, that's fine. But there's your hammer. There's the candle that says most likely we're over, dude. So there was the pullback, and really good pullback. Craig says he bought it on the 23rd and 24th. Great job, Craig Levine. Following your plan. I like it. And yeah, so you had a little bit of a pullback, and now you had a little bit of a morning star and a glorious, glorious move today. So good job, Craig Levine. That's a phenomenal close. You couldn't get a better candle if you wanted to, even if you painted it on the screen. Weekly chart looks amazing. Daily chart looks amazing. Hold through a little bit of a retest of this candle because you have a long day candle. So expect one of those and then just, you know, be long. Craig says he painted that candle. Good. Speaking of painting candles, Tesla, TSLA hit 607 today. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Like, this is crazy. This is madness. Absolute madness. I love it though. I love it. Edward says, when's the pullback, Jay? I want in today, bro. Today. You might want to go back to Thursday or whatever. What day did I do the afternoon room on? Tuesday? Tuesday's afternoon room. Yeah, man. Might want to pop back to that because, like, guys, it doesn't have to pull back very much. This was it. It pulled back to some moving averages. I mean, just pull back to the 20 for the first time ever. So there's your 20. It's never, ever hit it, and it pulled back to it today and more or less bounced. I mean, so that was, yeah, that was it. If you turn the extended hours on, it pulled back to a really nice pocket of liquidity today, right below these supports. So that was really good. Craig says, I had to go for a run and stop watching Tesla at lunch after buying 500 more on the dip. Nice. Nice, Craigsters. The Craigsters. Are you saying, Craig, that you sold some at 600 and you rebought some on the dip? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying you followed your plan by selling high and buying low? What? Craig, shut your computer off. You're starting to figure this stuff out. Oh, man. Amy says my limit was 550 and someone else had a limit at 545. Great trade. Great try, team. Great try. I mean, it was a pullback. It did pull back. It was so close. 554. I get it. But again, remember, folks, moving averages will help you with your pullbacks, right? Obviously, we can see that Tesla's bouncing after hours a little bit, and that's really exciting for anyone who's in. But again, notice the moving averages on the hourly. Okay. Keep in mind that we haven't hit the 50 EMA since the whatever S&P inclusion announcement. So if you're looking at buying, we can see that we've bounced off the 20 numerous times. So where is the most likely logical location to go? 50, right? 50 EMA is like just the next moving average. So if it's bounced a bunch off the 10, it's bounced a bunch off the 20, the next moving average it needs to interact with is the 50. After it bounces off the 50 a few times, what's the next moving average it's going to bounce off of? Any guesses? The 100, exactly. So after you do your analysis, again, this is the hourly and this is the non-extended. Once you've worked on the extended hours, turn the extended hours off. Okay, so once the extended hours are off, it's going to interact with the 50 EMA on the non-extended hours next. That's the next moving average it's going to interact with. So if you're looking at buying low, selling high, right? So again, zoom into smaller time frames, team. When the trend is strong, the daily chart's not going to be good enough. You got to zoom in. Because again, the Momo still is long. It started long back on November 17th, and it's still long. So again, if you're talking about just classic, easy, I mean, that was a bullish gap and go on November 17th. Phenomenally strong bullish gap and go. When stocks trade sideways and they eventually break out, they do run, AKA right here. That was the most recent run up that it's had. So we're probably similar to August 24th, where we have a little bit higher to go on Tesla, and then we'll consolidate most likely. But again, team, as I've been mentioning, after that gap and after we took out that candle on November 17th, I have no idea how high we're going to go. I still have positions in Tesla. I'm still long on Tesla. I still have a March $500 call, and I still have 100 shares, and I have 10 shares in another random account that just sits around. So I'm still in, and I'll say it again. If we take out the high of today's candle, expecting to continue to go up. Craig says, how do you account for the S&P on December 21st? I don't. Like, it's going to be on there, and you still can get movements different than the S&P. I think it's a very good thing. I think it's going to weight the index, and I'm excited for it, man. I mean, that's pretty much it. Companies were going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, faster and faster and faster. Craig says, I think it's going to run. Bro, that's what it's been doing. That was the announcement. This is it. This is the run from the announcement. I agree. I think it's going to go higher. There's nothing stopping it. There's no moving average, no resistance, no price. It's going to go up into a random spot where it just randomly decides to cool off and get some dips. It won't just do this, but you'll have shallow, slightly dip, something like this. It's going to go higher, team. So yeah, make sure you have some Tesla longs. The trend is still bullish in every facet that I can look at. Weekly chart, I mean, might as well just go right back up to the lines I drew on the screen from the last split. Why not? Might as well just keep on going. It's crazy. I agree. It is wild. It is wild. And again, if you're wondering, how could I have known to stay in? I love what Matt DeLong said. Right? I love what he said. You're never going to have more than a 2-hour winner if you don't hold a trade for more than a 2-hour winner. Mo says, Jay, did you get back in? I'm still in, Mo. I've not gotten out of some of my original positions. I'm still in $500 March calls. I'm still in 100 shares. Yep. I've sold 90% of my Tesla, which was over $300,000 in holding. Well, it was 300,000. It turned into almost 600,000. But the overall move from here, I mean, I'm still in one call and some shares. Yeah. Ali B says that Matt DeLong quote is so true. I printed out and put it on my wall. Yeah. I mean, so that's the thing, guys. If you're like, I want to know how to hold a position longer, use the Momo, use the strategy. I hope you all know me and Matt, mostly Matt. I didn't do anything. Matt spent hundreds of hours on this thing. Hundreds and thousands. I would say thousands of hours. Him and I sat down, like we were working on, I didn't do anything. All Matt did was create this thing and put in all the work and the time and figuring out how to calculate it. We've back tested it. Sorry, he back tested it. Back tested it. We spent a lot of time on this thing. And I'm not saying it's the end all be all. I'm simply saying when you're in a trade, if you want to make a lot of money on the position team, you're going to have to hold it. And you can hold some, you can hold all, you don't have to get out of everything. But use some type of moving average strategy or some pullback strategy of like how long you're going to be in a position, because I get it. Trust me, I know. I sold my 90% too early. I should still be in all my 90%, but that was my target. I did what my plan was. I followed my plan. Don't have any regrets on it. And I'm still in some. So if it goes higher, fantastic. And I will buy more on the next pullback. So you got to have some kind of thing that allows you to know when to hold. And one of those things should be anytime a stock consolidates for multiple months that has never consolidated that long before, and then gaps out of the consolidation, that is the signal to hold. John says, I always think Tesla is too high. Well, you will always think that because it will always continue to go higher, my man. Elon Musk is weeks away from being the richest man in the world, and Tesla is a few years away from being top 5 biggest companies in the world. It's already very close. I said years. Wow. Sorry. Weeks. weeks away from being top 5 biggest companies in the world. And then from there, you know, we'll see what happens. Edward says, do you think Starlink will be bigger than Tesla? Maybe. Maybe. It's possible. It has the possibilities of doing so, yeah. Robert says, Tesla's already number 6 or number 7. Yes, yeah, that's correct. That is correct. That's why I said weeks away from being in the top 5. So it's got some big ones to get away out, but it's big things. And again, Elon Musk will be the richest man in the world not too long from now. Michael says, I think Starlink is a game changer. Can't believe it isn't in the media. This is going to be life-changing for the internet world. Agreed. Big Starlink fan over here. Big Elon fan over here in general. Team, you guys think we made a lot of money on Tesla? Just wait till Starlink. Type in 4 if you guys all want to become millionaires off of the next Elon company. Come on, team. We can do this. I've done it. Okay. I've done it. You can do it too. I'm not smarter, more special than anyone else here. We can all become millionaires together. It is extremely possible. This year has seen at least 15 of you that I can name off the top of my head and I can text right now. 15 of you that were not liquid millionaires at the beginning of the year that are now liquid. That's amazing. That's so awesome. I love it. It's just so, so exciting. All right. Zoom has had some earnings. We're going to look at some numbers. I don't know any numbers yet, but it doesn't really look like anything too drastic. It does look like a pretty nice gap down, opening below the low of yesterday's low. So I like that. So opening below that candle, they crushed it, said Robert. They had good earnings. Okay. So good earnings gapping down, which means they'll probably trade down into 420, chop around for a bit, and then go higher. Hildy says, Zoom crushed its earnings, but margins are down. Robert says, I'm not sure how much better it can get. Yeah, well, I mean, I get it. It's one of those situations where everyone expected amazing earnings. They had great earnings, and people are like, yeah, okay, cool. So that red line makes sense of what I think Zoom can do, right? Gapping down, they're going to have good earnings. Everyone expected them to have good earnings. It was baked in. Everyone knew they were going to have okay earnings. So, hey, it's gapping down some. It already went down all the way to 420 and has rallied to 445. So I think in essence, we're going to pop around that 420 mark and then eventually go higher. After this earnings, will probably add to this strategy because it's never really lost. So I'm probably going to buy 3 more of these strategies, this 420, 620 call sometime in 2-3 weeks from now. I'll probably buy 2 or 3 more of those because they've been working out really well. And then I'll sell it and then that'll be that. Okay, just a few more. PLTR, high wave candle. Everyone loves this company, allegedly. And you've had some great entries, some phenomenal setups. A lot of people are making money on there. I haven't made tons and tons of money on PLTR. I've done okay with some day trades. But Mark says, do you trust Zoom as an investment? Yes, if you buy it low enough. So PLTR, I love the high wave candle. This is an evening star reversal. You do want to go lower, obviously. You have some very high, massive, large candles in here. Let PLTR hang out for 3 or 4 days, maybe a week or 2. Feel free to buy it. The trend is bullish. Buy as low as you can. But I've seen IPOs do this many times before. Fundamentals are terrible. I'm expecting eventually something like this to happen. And then, you know, it can go higher at that point. But as of right now, looks pretty okay. Daniel, I will on Thursday. It's Virgin Galactic option expires in April. So we got tons and tons of time. I'll look at it on Thursday. Alibaba. So I'm buying the dip on Alibaba down here. I like the gap down. So I am in some $300 call options. And my plan is if we trade back into the 200, I will get a lot more of those call options on Alibaba. So I don't have my full position right now. I'm starting to pyramid in 300 calls, or leaps, right? Longer term call options. So I do like the gap down, really big volume, gapping down into a super strong trend. This is a retest gap. right? Bear candle gapping down and a very strong trend on a very strong company fundamentally. I'm not saying that BABA is infallible. I am simply saying if BABA does indeed pull back to 245-ish, I will buy a lot more of those calls, and I'll hang on to them for 3 or 4 months, and then we'll see what we do. I haven't lost money on BABA playing long-term call options yet. I'm sure I will at some point, but right now we shall see. Mark says 300, what date? Totally up to you, Mark. Buy as long as you want. So either June 2021 or January 2022. Mo says I have February 280. All right, my man, best of luck. I'm not saying that will not work. It probably will, but I just like buying long-term calls. Dennis says, I want to look at iRobot. All right, I'll put it on the list for Thursday. All right, just 2 more that were requested during class. Electronic Arts, AKA EA. It's in the game. Gorgeous candle. I love, 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 love this close. Phenomenal, phenomenal close. Great bounce, great candle. So, so good because, again, I am in Activision with some size, some serious size of Activision. I've now increased this number relatively dramatically. So I won't put it, but I'm in calls. Long volume, love the breakout. As soon as we can close above this, this could be wonderful. Here's the weekly chart. Weekly chart. Again, I think this is a no-brainer going into Christmas. These are not very expensive, and I'm in some. So Activision, I like the volume. I like EA. I like the volume, buy the dip, being long, going into Christmas. People are going to be buying video games. And then AMD, hello, AMD. So AMD had a stupendous hammer back on November 24th, broke out that hammer, had a inside shave top candle yesterday, and just broke out with a vengeance today. If you were day trading it, I mean, honestly, a 14-year-old seal could have made money on AMD today on the 5-minute chart. Look at this hammer. Look at that break down to the pocket of liquidity. Look at the RSI, which I'm going to be talking about, and my AMD making your AM. I mean, this is the perfect trade. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh my good job. Wow. Oh, crush it. So AMD, amazing. Good breakout. For those who are in it, congratulations. Well done. A lot of you are in bullish on AMD. If you're in long, stay in long. Looks nice. Target obviously is 100. Buy the dip, and AMD looks beautiful. So good stuff. Edward says, what's your target on Activision? 100. Yeah, if we get there, that'd be amazing. Right now, that's my target, but I can lower it if I need to. Yeah, that's presently my target. Okay, so tomorrow is Tech Giant Tuesday. Matt DeLong most likely will be here tomorrow. Here's the 2 stocks I got for tomorrow. What else would you guys like Matt to look at tomorrow? NVIDIA, EA Games again, Amazon, DraftKings, LSPD, Zillow, Frog, Gold, Qualcomm, VRM, Roku, iRobot, SLQT, FUV, Tesla, Invitae, Apple, Fuel Cell, Overstock, Zscaler, JMIA, QDEL, Microsoft, Workday, Teladoc. Okay, cool deal, team. I will make sure he gets those stocks. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you for helping us enrich lives. I really appreciate it. You are all amazing and incredible individuals and humans. And until next time, love life, and trade. Bye.